Moving on. First topic. Should students be able to grade their teachers? Should students, that should be worded differently, not grade their teachers. I mean, I guess. We'll say that as
What would you like it to be worded as?
grade their teachers. Then you have to come up with why you did that grade. So it'd be
Yeah.
not grade.
Why would you not be able to come up with why you graded your teacher an
Some
A
people-
or a
It
fucking
don't matter.
C?
People can just give her a fucking E for no reason. Well, I don't know.
Isn't that what teachers do?
Evaluate. How
If-
about that? Should students be able to evaluate their teachers? Should students be able to evaluate their teachers? I'd say high school students. Actually, I say middle school on up. You should evaluate. There should be a survey at the end of the year with your last test that you do. You know, like the major tests that you do at the end of the year, just to see where you're going to be next year. You know, what because they do tests at the end of the year to figure out where they put you the next year.
I wouldn't say.
You're going to pass, but
I wouldn't.
oh, wait.
I wouldn't say the.
you're gonna-
I wouldn't say the only time they should be able to evaluate.
year.
I'd say every time you get a report card, the teachers get a report card.
Once every semester, then, right? Once every semester.
Why not?
You should
Because
get an
honestly,
evaluation.
to be honest, that fucking theory holds weight because
Right.
at the same time the teacher's telling you what you need to improve on
Right.
in the first semester,
Right.
going into the second semester or whatever,
Well, the
you're
thing is-
telling the teacher what they need to improve on.
Here's
So
the thing.
how can
No,
how
here's
can
the
the
thing.
teacher teach you better?
No, here's the thing. The fucking test that the kids take for the teachers gets sent to the fucking the Board of Education for each district.
At the
teachers
very-
don't know.
At the very least, the principal,
Maybe the principal, but they can't tell teachers.
obviously.
So they know, okay, at the end of the year, they look and they're like, all right, this teacher fucking did great for every semester. This teacher did good for the first semester.
Well, let's look at the feedback from this teacher. Is she engaging?
Well,
Does she describe things when
right,
she's talking
right,
about things?
right.
Does she
And
go into
also-
detail?
and also you get-
or, you know,
and also-
is she responsive when you ask a question?
But also you get the
Is she
teachers-
willing to teach?
But you get the teachers that are.
You know how teachers
Right.
do things like with students.
Imagine-
are they willing to learn?
imagine being
is
a-
this student willing
Right,
to learn?
right.
Well, then that should be
Well,
a
think.
reverse question.
think.
Is this teacher willing to teach?
The teachers are just like children, and the teachers are just like children, as the children are just like people that have seasonal jobs. In the beginning of the season, let's say the beginning of the school year, let's say
like NFL refs.
either that or fucking golf course people. Say at the beginning of the year, yeah, they're excited to get back to work because they didn't work for a couple months or 6 sitting on their ass, you know, fucking get out of the house. And they're gonna do their job great for a month or two, 3 months, maybe 2 months, and then they're gonna be like, oh, I'm fucking sick of this shit, and then have like 2
I don't
months,
feel-
and then have 2 months of like mediocre shit, and then when the final couple months comes along, you're like, oh, dude, it's almost fucking time for unemployment again. Then they're gonna kick up the
I
shit
don't feel
again.
like that's accurate because
There's a lot of teachers.
we've
that are-
already established through
You've
other
had
que-
teachers. You've
we've
had,
already established through other questions that we've had on the debate
Yeah, but
show.
you've had teachers- you've-
teachers, if you're a teacher, you most likely don't do it for the salary.
Yeah, but you've had teachers that have been great in the beginning, and let's say during Christmas and
Yeah,
January
maybe
and
their
February,
maybe their class is full of fucking bunch of fucking morons where they're
Well,
just like,
let's
I give
say-
up on these motherfuckers.
let's say-
I give up.
right. Well, let's say September, October, November, and December are great. Christmas vacation and all that comes around after that. Boom, you get a good maybe week after Christmas, and then after that it's just like whoa, a funk from end of January, February, March, and half of April. Actually, all of April, and then finally teachers like excited again because May and June's coming up. So you got that time between February and April. Actually, that's the most important time because in the beginning, your first 3-4 months of school is basically relearning.
Introductory to
Of what you did
you're
last
gonna
year.
do,
And then the-
recap,
right.
And, yeah.
And then after Christmas break is usually when they actually break down into some shit. Like, hey, this is actually ninth
Your
grade.
ass better be in some
Right.
fucking
Right.
tip top shape after
Right.
Christmas break,
Right, because
motherfucker.
I'm about to. I just gave you a fucking pre-course of everything you learned before, and now I'm about to blow your mind, and you better be fucking on staff. Now, if the teachers ain't on staff,
That's what
they're broke down by this time.
that's what the thing is. Should students be able to fucking evaluate their teachers? I say
Yes.
100% yes.
I'd say every semester.
I would say I would keep it from
I say twice a year.
I would keep it.
I say twice a year.
But I would keep it.
I say twice a year.
I say
Beginning
whenever
of
a
school date to
student.
Christmas break, and then after Christmas
I
break.
say
to
whenever a
end of the
student gets a report card, so do fucking teachers.
year.
But limited to
It's too
high
short.
school. Limited to high school.
I'll say limited to middle school because middle school nowadays is just like high school.
No.
Yeah, you got a bunch of idiot fucking
Ninth
kids
grade
running
and
around.
up.
Nah,
Ninth grade and up.
some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Middle school, you got a bunch of idiot kids that are probably, I hate this teacher
Right.
because she makes me learn, and then they're going
Yeah.
to do stupid shit like that.
Right. Yeah,
High
but you
school and up. Ninth to 12th grade should be able to fucking evaluate. Because really,
Okay. How about every semester? Because only 2 semesters. I say every marking period. You say every marking period. I say every semester, which is only 2.
I say whenever you get a report card, the teachers get one.
Every marking period. That's every
Right.
6 weeks. That should be in middle school, and then once you get to high school, it should be every semester. Because in middle school, you're really going to want to know more because the kids are actually getting to an age where they're going to be more hyper and less. They're going to be more harder to fucking.
What if we had-
teach. They're going to be harder to teach.
What if we had elementary kids fucking evaluating their teachers? You imagine like a kindergartner. She wouldn't let me eat my boogers.
I mean, I would.
I give her a 1.
would
I give her a 1.
I would actually be on board for a fucking elementary too as well, but you won't take that to advantage. I mean, it'll just be
I don't-
statistics. That way you can take each child from elementary all the way up to high school and see how he fucking reviewed everything.
Why don't they have stats for teachers? Whereas,
Is that not even that? It's just stats for students.
I'm
too.
saying, why don't they have stats for?
student thinking.
Why don't
and
they-
Then you can think, and then you
Do you think this happens? They review teachers like every year. They look at their students and what their grade point averages were in that class and the subjects.
They should
and
get- you
Do
know
they
what?
do they look at teachers and say, you're teaching English, and every year 40% of your kids have a C or below?
I think they should take.
Do they do that? I don't think they do.
I think they do.
I don't think they
see
do.
who-
I don't think they do.
They do.
Of course they do,
They
but
do.
do they hold it against them? Is
You know,
my
you
my
know-
thing.
You know what I think?
There's got to be some stat
Here's-
out there that says you've been teaching English, and
Right.
every year in your English classes, your students have 40% of your
Right.
students are
Oh,
C
they
or
got that-
below.
They got that all day.
I'm sure there is,
They
right?
got that all day. Here's what I think, though. Here's another thing. You go on to the opposite side of that with children, and you give them a personal test every year. From first grade all the way to 12th grade, a personal test is just stupid questions. Like, how would you handle this situation? How would you do this? What would your reaction be to this? You know, you get the A, B, you know, them stupid questions. Throughout life, if I could still got 8 seconds left. And let's say that can stop a school shooter. Let's say after fucking 1st through 9th, 10th grade.
Huh?
Yeah. Let's say 1st through 9th, 10th grade, every year you give a student a test at the end of the year. It's called
Like-
a well-being
like
personal test.
Personal questions.
Yeah. Like if somebody were calling you names and
I
you,
think-
what would your reaction be? Or if somebody was making fun of your friends, what would you do?
Yeah, but then-
A,
but
walk
then-
away,
but-
B,
but
laugh,
then
C,
They do have
stick up.
they do stuff like that, but then you would have to like identify like school shooters. You would have to include personal questions. How's your home life?
No,
and
you want none of that.
and a lot of fucking parents would be like, "Fuck you! You ain't
Yeah.
asking my kid that
no,
anymore."
No,
So,
it would only be school because you can gain a lot from school activity.
can you?
You can.
Can you?
How is your social fucking thing for school? How many friends you have, or what this? Do you usually see yourself talking to a bunch of people, or shying away, or fending off fucking bullying, or anything like that? You know, questions like that. How do you see yourself in school? Do you have yourself a lot of friends? What is your amount of friends in school? 0 to 5, 5 to 15, 15
Do
to
you
25.
feel uncomfortable
Right.
around whatever?
This and this and
blah,
that.
Blah, blah,
Do you
yeah.
think you can feel? Do you think you can show your expression in class if you needed to fucking if you had to raise your hand or something, or do you feel anything like that?
Would you fuck me if I if my name was Mary Kay Letourneau?
Right.
You know that bitch died
That's crazy.
like a week ago.
Crazy.
Yeah. Her and her little boy toy fucking
But yeah.
divorced like last year or something like that.
But yeah, I say.
Do you believe that?
that's-
Kid was 13 years old when she fucked him.
Yeah.
She went to prison. Went to prison. Was pregnant with his kid. and then got off on fucking like a shorter sentence, and then went
married-
and fucking fucked him again.
Yep.
Got found in a car with him, and then pregnant with the second kid.
Which-
Went to prison again, and then when she got out of prison, they married and just split up in 2017
it's
or
crazy.
18 or something like that.
That's why half those student teachers.
And she wasn't even hot either.
Just happens, man. Well, anyway, should students be able to grade their teachers? Yes, 100%.